Their facts matter.
Driving it home with Patti Vasquez, Patti Vasquez.
From global conflicts to greenhouse gases, the folks refusing to wear masks says, and politicians getting caught grabbing asses says, she's driving it home with Patti Vasquez.
This feels very meta. It's very, I mean, and, you know, presumably artists are present when their material is shared with the public and they have to sit there and listen to it or see it. So just Ken Mejia-Beal in studio with me, and we are joined by the writer, performer, singer-songwriter, and regular host at the Bluebird Cafe in Nashville, Tennessee. Steve Goodie joins us.
Wow. Man, what a score.
Amazing. And he's in town. He's performing tonight in Evanston. Tell us again where you're going to be.
I'll be at the American Legion, Post 42, at 10. The address is 1030 Central Street. We're starting at 7:30.
7:30.
7:30.
So everyone in the area has time. You can still listen to the show. The break. We'll have a break at 5:18. So in 9 minutes, get in your car, or 8 minutes,
And
get in
go.
your car.
Food there. You don't need to go home for dinner. Just go straight
Just
there.
go straight there.
Yeah, if you're already in your car.
What is a
10:30
home?
Central.
What is a home?
What is that?
Just go.
So Steve is coming through town. You know, I got to start working with Steve during the pandemic. Brad Tassel and I had performed together back in the 90s, and I didn't think I would ever speak to him again. Because
That's how most people feel.
yeah, no, he was Brad was a different. He'll admit he was a different man in the 90s.
Well, the 90s were a different time.
It's fair. That is fair. And then he reached out to me when I was at another radio station, and I was like, "Oh, this." I mean, like that's where you can see where someone grows. And he wrote that he was doing work about anti-bullying, which was fantastic, and I loved it.
Yeah.
And then they reached out, and I've had the pleasure of joining them every Monday night for the virtual comedy show. Go to virtualcomedyshow.com.
Correct.
Every Monday night at 9 p.m. Central.
Why did I not? Oh, because it's at 9 p.m.
Yeah, you could have bet at 8.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay. It just hit me as I was
Yeah.
asking.
Yes, and so when I got this show, I asked, because Steve is a musician, singer, songwriter, is so incredibly funny. Asked him to do some music for the opening of the show, and there it is.
And I love
How about that?
It's so good.
That's crazy.
And you know, were you always like when did you start to write more material that was sort of the what's happening, what's in the headlines, what's
Political?
Yeah.
I think the first thing I ever wrote was a Reagan thing.
Really?
So, yeah, that's how old I am.
Well,
But
holy cow.
I know. I'm so old that I don't have a copy of it anymore. It was pretty bad.
It's on a cassette tape somewhere.
Had something of a resurgence in the George Bush Jr. and then when what's his face?
Yeah,
The
this
orange-
guy. This
that
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just song after song.
Yeah, well, when I started, I don't know if Ken even knows this. I started out as a political comic. That was my.
I did know that.
I was doing material about Strom Thurmond and Jesse Helms and stains on blue dresses and Bob Dole and it's weird. And then I moved to autobiographical. And you do satire, you do a storytelling through music in your own life, which a lot of fun. What is the plan for your trip to Edinburgh and Fringe Fest this year?
Well, I'll be going there in August for the 5th time. It's funny, Brad Tassel and I, we have a plan to do a show called Sting Along with Brad, in which Brad plays Sting, and I'm Andy Summers, and Sting is drunk, and it's karaoke at Sting's house, but Sting won't let anybody else have the microphone.
I want to see this.
We did this a couple of years ago. That's funny enough.
I want to see it.
But what's especially funny is that Brad won't get there until about 2/3 of the way through the festival.
Oh.
So we've got all this promotion for it, and for the first 2 weeks, unbeknownst to everybody, I will be on stage going, "Where's Sting?" Okay, if he texted, he'll be here in 10 minutes. I'll just play a couple songs. Okay, it'll be another 10 minutes. He's stuck in traffic. And for 2 weeks, I'll be effing my way through this.
You'll be stingless for 2 weeks.
I love this.
Don't we have anybody that can step in for? I
don't
could
want
not.
anybody to. No.
That's really
Nobody
funny.
can sing like Sting except Brad.
Amazing.
Yeah, I was like, I can do it. I know all the words, but
It turns out everybody knows every Sting song ever. They just don't necessarily know that it's a Sting song. You could have been born 10 years ago. You've heard all of it. You just don't know who it is.
I love
It's so
Sting.
ubiquitous.
Yeah.
That's a college word.
Now
That we just get
spell
away
it,
with
sir.
Ubiquitous.
Let me start it. You did such a great job on our song. I've had people come up to me at events.
I love
singing,
the song.
Singing the whole.
Yeah.
I do too. Singing the whole thing to me from top to bottom, dancing. People tell me that they start dancing. That they love the beginning of the show. I play it twice because we
sweet.
start our show again at 6:00. So and people like at first were like, "Are you gonna get a new song? Is it gonna be updated?" And then they stop because it's also like things happen too
So
fast to lock anything new in. But then my operations manager just walked by and goes, "Ask him if he's going to do a new song." So
I will.
I know. So you had asked me for ideas, and then listeners had texted in some ideas as well.
Really?
So maybe that's what we should do is open it up to the listeners again and have them. So
Okay,
I
as
got
long
to
as
figure.
you're willing to sign a rider that says they get no credit and no
interesting.
they get
Yeah.
nothing.
You never
nothing.
disregard everybody. Disregard.
I was like, this could be a lawsuit. My
I
Judge
see.
Judy brain was going off like, oh, this isn't
What's
good.
funny is my mom is named Judy and she's a retired judge. So
What?
Boom, there you go.
How did I forget this?
I don't know. I don't know how you
COVID.
forgot Judge Judy Goodie, but
Okay, because you brought this up, and not your mom, but Judge. So I have to tell you something. So I had the pleasure of welcoming in Judges Mary Kay Marubio and Judge Michael Weaver last Friday, and they were part of the Grand Marshals of the Circuit Court of Cook County. They were the Grand Marshals. They're part of the LGBTQ plus judges, and it started out like in the aughts. And I wrote a column about it on Monday about the history of this organization, about Judge Jill Rose Quinn.
Yeah,
Jill Rose Quinn,
she's
who's-
amazing, yeah.
She's the first trans judge in the state of Illinois.
Yeah.
And this morning I was meditating with my phone on. I know you're not supposed
like
to do
when
that.
do you find time to meditate?
Well, I have to keep my phone on.
You have to turn the phone off.
I don't have time. So my phone rings and I see Judge Jill Rose Quinn on the caller ID. You guys, she
gotta
called,
take that.
she asked me, she called me to tell me how much she appreciated my piece. And so we're friends through her campaign manager, who was my campaign manager, Tom Carmick, who passed away a few years ago. So she will be on the show. Judge Jill Rose Quinn will be on the show next Friday.
Wow.
So super excited.
Why when I'm not here?
Yeah, why
I
when
will-
I'm not here?
I know. I'm sorry. You know what? I will see if Wednesday's available.
No,
I will ask. I will. You can come on. You can come on Friday too.
maybe I can.
You can do two
We'll talk
for-
about that later.
All right. Sorry, we're doing a production note.
Yeah.
So at any rate, I wanted to also then talk about how great you guys did. The reaction we got from folks who tuned in for the Pride Parade broadcast. Ken, thank you so much for being a part of our team.
I love it here.
Right?
I
Me
love
too.
it here.
Now I do have to ask. Now you were not wearing a shirt in the photo that I saw. You were dazzling. He was like, we have a guest, Tom Appel, who brings us pastries whenever he's on the show.
I can't wait to show Tom that picture.
Right? This is why I say no.
This is why I say no. I have like an 8-pack going on
You look good.
So you would resist the pastries, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
every time, but
That sucks.
I'm ready now.
Yes. Hey, it's part of the resistance.
Yeah.
Whatever you go. Now tell us about the shirt you were wearing.
Yes,
This good day.
first you have to read the shirt.
Due to not wanting to, I will not.
Due to not wanting to, I will not.
Thanks.
And I saw this, and it was so. Just reading the news, there's so many progressive candidates winning, and there are a lot of pushback from party leadership, and they're like, this isn't good, and blah 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 blah. We have to protect the party, and this hurting the party. So now, this is my shirt, and this is my going into the future. I don't want to protect the party. I want to help the American people. And that is our job. And I just want to send a shout out to one of my heroes, Jean Kazmarek, DuPage County Clerk, who is just a great leader, and I love her so much. And her spirit is actually in me when I wear this shirt. So yeah, due to not wanting to, I will not.
Outstanding.
I will not anymore.
Yes.
And I don't think any of us should.
Hey, babe.
Well, I know you are off the boat.
I was without a lifeline or
Yeah.
nothing. I jumped. To be clear, I ran
I may have
against.
pushed you.
Well,
maybe.
and I will say this, I think it's our job as liberals to not protect the party, but hold the party accountable to make it a better party.
Yeah.
Because if nobody is holding us accountable, what's the difference between the Democratic Party and MAGA?
These are the questions.
So
These are the
somebody
questions.
has to hold us accountable.
Somebody. Yeah.
And that's what we're going to do while we drive it home.
Winners always want the ball, and I was like, give me the ball. Give me,
I want to dribble too.
I want exactly.
And
Well,
that is what my shirt means also.
you want the ball?
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh, the
Not
bananas?
why- I
I
will
No,
know.
his shirt means, this
wear
is
a banana
bananas.
shirt.
Bananas.
Do you know when...
Wow, did you guys practice that? That was amazing.
Well, that happens to be a song I absolutely love
Me
because I'm
too.
no hollaback girl. Actually, I'm kind of a hollaback girl.
I'm not a hollaback girl.
So when that song came out, Griffin was about 2 years old, and it was one of my favorite songs. But I didn't realize that the CD version was different than the radio
it is.
version. And I had to tell Griffin. He goes, "What did she say?" I said, "Ship." She said, "This ship is bananas."
Bananas.
I said it's a pirate song,
Yes.
and so Griffin would ask me to play the pirate song. Speaking of songs, would you like to lead us into our first break?
Would you like me to play a song?
I would love that.
We would love that.
Any particular song you want me to play?
Whatever's on your mind, whatever strikes you. You got a playlist. I don't have time for all those
Just said-
songs.
I know, but this is this is many more songs, so I have something to choose from.
As Steve looks at his playlist and what he would like to play, and what makes him happy is what I would like to hear. If there's any that's, I'm guessing some exist because you wrote them. In the meantime, I want to thank our sponsors, Source Solar. Go to source.solar, make an appointment with Peter Sorellis. Maybe it's time to get solar panels on your house or business. He will walk you through that process. And right now he's partnering with Illinois Solar for All to help you finance that. So go to source.solar. Thank you to our friends at Pride Coffee Roasters. Go to pridecoffeeroasters.com and put in an order for some single origin roasted to order coffee beans. Every single cup tastes like a love letter in a mug. And now I think Steve is. I wrote that corny read.
It is beautiful.
Okay, this is
True story.
Take us home.
This is going to open up. You're going to go, what is he doing? But this is just
Never.
about Disneyland.
Okay.
Oh, I wish I was in the land of Mickey, 2 hours south of Culver City. Gotta pay a week's pay to spend a day at Disneyland. Drove to Anaheim cause the kids all wanna. Found some parking in Tijuana. Gotta pay a month's pay to spend a day near Disneyland. Oh, I wish I could afford Disney in Goofy, LA. At Disneyland, you stand and 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 stand in line. Oy vey, the way they gouge you down at Disney. I paid my 401k to spend one day at Disney.
Woohoo! He's good. He knows how much time I need to get to the break. That's Steve Goodie. Go to stevegoodie.com.
Such an accurate description.
Amazing. stevegoodie.com. GOODIE.com. And he'll be performing tonight, 10:30 Central. The show starts at 7:30. Right. That 10:30 Central Street is a
American Legion Post.
American Legion Post. Yes. Excellent. In Evanston.
On the golf course.
Right down the block from
It's a beautiful day for that.
It's a lot out. It's so hot here.
I almost made a joke.
I know.
Get us to commercial.
Get a commercial break right here.
Please.
773-763-9278. If you want to text, we're going to keep the phone lines clear just because we've got a lot to do. We will take phone calls in the second hour, but if you want to text and say something charming and nice to all of us, I would love to hear from you. 773-763-9278. If you know Steve Goodie's song list, you can make a request.
Sure.
Here, let me hold it up to the camera real quick.
Okay.
Maybe we'll do it that way. Here, you can hold it up to your camera.
Oh, that's
there you
better
go.
camera.
Right?
This is the first I've heard there's a camera.
All right, there you go. We got out in the back, shakes, sleep disorder, NASCAR, so happy, dropped phone, bald spot, the element, seagull, sponge bath, Zep 1, you already did that one, walk around, peeing, poop medley, pirate, mobile trash, Zep 2, extra, daylight,
You getting all this?
chairlift, I love my job, where would I, Mendel, Jewish, Irish, here comes, pedley, multitask, 5-way, hot dog words. So those are your choices. More in a moment, WCPT 820 Heartland Signal, KKW 1150. I'm so glad there were no naughty words. I would have read it and been like, oops.
Yep.
The family meeting.
There's a practical use to social media, and I know it's hard to watch some of the garbage that comes across, the silly videos, and you don't want everybody to tell you every little thing they're doing in their life. I don't care about your little you eating the pizza. I don't care about that.
It's still different than opening up a newspaper or a magazine and going, well, that article I'm not interested in. That article
Right.
I'm not interested in. I'm interested in one.
Or thumbs down it or whatever you do to it so it doesn't show up
It's the
anymore.
same thing.
But it's also an opportunity for you to spread the word, right?
Tune into the family meeting Sundays at 4.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She could get a deal. Book telehealth if she feel.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
You're listening to WCPT 820 because facts matter.
If you're listening to this station right now, you've definitely heard my voice before. Hi, I'm Hawk.
And I'm Pete. And we're with Source Solar, your local source for solar. Source Solar is Chicagoland's premier solar installer, providing solutions for over 1,000 homeowners and business owners across Illinois and Iowa.
With over a decade of industry experience and deep roots here in Chicago, we have the expertise to help your transition to clean, renewable, resilient energy.
We can guarantee that we save you money day one without any out-of-pocket cost to you. This means you have an instant ROI, instant payback, and can save money to add to your bottom line day one.
At Source Solar, we source everything as local as possible, meaning we always carry the Made in USA sticker.
Find us online at www.source.solar. Stop in our office at 5710 North Northwest Highway or give us a call at 773-985-3992.
And don't forget to ask for Hawk
or Pete.
You're listening to Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
Thank you so much for joining us. We continue our conversation and driving it home with me, Patti Vasquez, and joining me in studio, my guest co-host, Ken Mejia-Beal. He is the treasurer for Youth Outlook, ending his term soon. Have you
I'm on the board of Youth Outlook.
Okay,
I'm on the board of the what am I? Victory Fund.
You're the chair of the Midwest
Caucus. Whoa,
this is fun for
easy,
me.
Easy.
See how hard it is? You don't even know. I'm kidding. He's the chair for the Midwest chair for the Victory Fund, helping elect people throughout the country who reflect our communities fairly and justly.
Yes, and I'm a newly elected board member of Equality Illinois.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very exciting.
I can't wait to get to work with those guys in Shannon.
Outstanding. And joining us in studio is the singer-songwriter performer of our theme song, Driving It Home. Steve Goodie's in studio. He will be at the Legion. Where
the
are you?
American Legion in Evanston at 10:30 Central.
Mm-hmm.
That's the address. The time is at 7:30. It's confusing.
The address?
10:30.
Yes, it is.
But the time is 7:30.
Excellent. Excellent. And I love the work that you do. It's been a pleasure to perform with you for 5 years remotely. Also, Steve has a space in Edinburgh that is in a great neighborhood. What is it? It's Walk of Leith. Leith Walk. It's amazing. And how crazy was it? Did you see all the social media about the Tartan Army and everything, all the Scots, and it was amazing.
And I was just in New England, and they're putting orange pylons on statues because that's what Scots do.
We talked about that last week.
Insane. In fact, if you stand still too long, someone will put a pylon on you.
Well, it's something about you don't think you're too big for your britches, and also authority figures, kind of a thing. So we saw that first when we were in Glasgow, and so I absolutely. It's right in front of their museum, I don't know if it's modern art, but yeah, it's really it was fantastic. I'm very excited about Mexico winning last night.
I know you are.
I'm very.
Did you see the poor Japanese fan who bought tickets to the wrong side?
But everyone hugged him at the end when he was crying.
I was like, this is the worst because you're crying and you're getting hugged with all the Mexico jerseys. This is not what how did, but that's something that would happen to me. That's my life in a nutshell.
I'm on the wrong
side.
Oh, boy. Before we get too far ahead, I do want to make sure everyone knows to stay tuned throughout the show, obviously. And in particular, we have candidate for Lieutenant Governor of Illinois, former state representative and deputy governor Christian Mitchell will be joining us in just a moment. I was asking Ken, and then I realized I have a producer, Andy Miles, made sure that I had all the information. So thank you very much to Andy Miles, because I am a little bit scattered. I know it's hard to believe. You
seem so together.
Oh, then I'm pretending very well.
We all do.
We all have to. So you have been traveling, performing. I know a couple years ago you were doing backyard shows and living room shows. What kind of a tour are you doing right now?
Well, it's a rather scattered tour, but I am the official MC at the Portuguese Festival every year in Provincetown, Cape Cod, Massachusetts.
Amazing.
Because it turns out...
I've been.
Have you? Well, it's
I'm
really
a gay.
great.
Yeah.
And...
Sorry.
It turns out I am 1/256
Gay?
Portuguese.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
Aren't we all?
Sorry. Yes.
Yeah, we are.
I've told Ken about my Girl Scout days. And her name was Squid, and she had beautiful blue eyes. And anyway.
Sorry, because people are at home Googling, what are the gays doing in P-Town? Don't Google it. Don't
Unless
Google
you really
it.
want to know.
You're 262nd.
256th port. Well, that's what I told them.
Okay.
That seems to be their minimum to be the MC of their festival. Actually, my friend Carol runs it, and she said, "You want to MC this thing?" I said, "Sure." And
That's fun.
She said, "How much money you need?" I said, "Way a whole lot." And she said, "Okay." And so she brought a wheelbarrow of money over to my house, and I drove up to Cape Cod. I do that at the end of every June.
Fantastic.
And it's just a whole lot of fun.
Oh, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Yes,
very
congratulations.
What's your favorite food at the festival?
Favorite food, ice cream.
Ice cream? Was it hot?
Is any particular... You can't just give us that kind of ice cream.
It was mint chip.
There you go.
Oh,
something. Give
my
me
God.
something to work with.
Okay, that's my favorite flavor, by the way.
I'm a cookie dough guy.
Oh, that's good too.
Yeah.
Cookie dough was a complete creation of the 1980s, by the way. There was no cookie dough.
So am I.
Late 80s. I know. I'm saying, not that we didn't all love. Like when it came around, we were like, oh, this is what a good idea because But that was.
I'm also a creation of the 80s.
Yes.
It was a little Marvin Gaye, too much margarita, and a boom, here I am.
Okay.
I'm a product of the 60s, Twinkies and sawdust, and that's it.
There you go.
I'm thinking about, I don't know, tequila and corned beef. Anyway, that's just. You guys, my Irish. I don't know what my parents were up to.
Christian Mitchell is leaving.
Yeah, right? He's like, what kind of show? What have I gotten myself into? So you are, you've come from Massachusetts to do a show here in Evanston. What's the next stop after this? Back home?
to home.
Back home to Nashville? I love Nashville.
So do I.
Come on down.
The Bon Jovi bar is my favorite.
Is it?
It really is. I love
Haven't
that
been
place.
yet.
It's really nice.
I'm sure it is.
Okay.
That's awesome. I didn't know Bon Jovi had a bar down there.
Yeah.
Is Garth Brooks' bar in Nashville?
Probably.
I can't remember because I loved when he came out in support of, I can't remember the trans influencer that everyone was boycotting Budweiser and things like that.
Oh,
Garth Brooks
yeah.
Yeah, was
I think Amanda
on the right side of things. Yeah. I really enjoyed that. I do. I love Nashville's challenging politically.
I know.
I know you more than a lot.
I'm sure you do.
But Tennessee. That's they do a lot of crazy things.
Yeah.
But not that. I mean, everyone's doing the hard work. Are you getting responses from anybody who that knows that you do political songs? At the Bluebird, you don't do the same.
I have to be real neutral there.
Yeah.
And maybe sort of I should be kind of neutral at the American Legion tonight.
Evanston.
Oh, you're fine.
No,
Don't you worry.
Yeah, I don't think.
I live in Edgewater. Evanston's like right next door, and yeah.
Well, you performed, and I don't think you did very many political songs, but you performed at the Norwood Park Senior Center a few years ago, and that is a very conservative area.
Yeah, that was fun.
Sorry about that.
That was all right.
It wasn't really a crowd for either one of us. They were,
knows?
yeah. It's all good.
Just do a song about NASCAR. Everybody's happy.
There you go.
Do you want to do the song about
like me to
NASCAR?
do a
Let's
song
do a song
about
about NASCAR. That's Steve Goodie. He will be at the American Legion at 10:30 Central. That's the address. 10:30 Central, and the show starts at 7:30
Central.
And I believe they'll be open soon for if you want to go and eat early before the show. Dinner will be served. Again, that's 10:30 Central. SteveGoodie.com. GOODIE. Take us into the commercial.
Taking a picture of this for my socials.
Russell watched TV after his high school graduation. 3 solid months of ESPN. Till his daddy told him, son, that's the end of your vacation. Go get a job, or we're gonna charge you rent. You got compressors on this thing, right?
Oh boy.
So Russell got a job. Got fired that same day. The cashier he wasn't meant to be. Well, he went back to the couch, turned on the race, and he said, hot damn! Now there's the job for me. So Russell got a loan and went to NASCAR school, where the future NASCAR drivers learn the one big NASCAR rule. Go straight, take a left, go straight, take a left, go straight, go straight, take a left, go straight, take a left, go straight. Everybody go straight, take a left, go straight, take a left, go straight. Just Patty.
No, go straight.
Take a left. That was really good. This ain't rocket science. You'll learn it in one day. Go straight, take a left, go straight, take a left, go straight. It's just like brain surgery if you take the brain away. Go straight, take a left, go straight, take a right, take a left, go straight. Drive round and round and round and round and later you get paid. Go straight, take a left, go straight, take a left, take a left, go straight. Drive round and round and round and round and later you get lots of money. Go straight, take a left, go straight, take a left, go straight. This ain't English lit, you don't gotta write a thesis. But if you make a wrong turn, you're going right to Jesus. So go straight, take a left, go straight, take a left, go straight. Go straight, take a left, go straight, take a left, go straight. Go straight, take a left, go straight, take a left, go straight. Go straight, take a left, straight, take a left, go straight. Go straight, take a left, straight, take a left, go straight. Go straight, go straight, go left. I think I hit the wall. I'm on fire!
Steve Goodie tonight at the American Legion, 10:30
Get to
Central.
Evanston now.
Show starts at 7:30. Love you, Steve. Be safe.
Thank you. Love you too.
Thank you. Coming up in just a moment, candidate for Lieutenant Governor of Illinois, former state rep and Deputy Governor Christian Mitchell in studio with me and Ken Mejia-Beal after this on WCPT and KKNW 1150.
You're listening to WCPT 820. Here's the latest Chicago weather update.
I'm meteorologist Ray Miller from the Weatherology Weather Center. An extreme heat warning remains in effect. Look for clear skies tonight with a low temperature of 73 degrees and southwest winds at 10 to 20 miles an hour. Sunny, hot, and humid again Thursday, 91 degrees. The heat index in the upper 90s with light southwest winds. Thunderstorms likely Friday with some heavy rain possible, high of 88. 4th of July, Saturday, scattered thunderstorms likely again with a high of 86. That's the latest Chicago weather update. Right now, it's 93.
This is Chicago's Progressive Talk, 820 AM, WCPT Willow Springs, and online at WCPT820.com, where facts matter. Stephanie Miller.
I get to say my favorite sentence in the entire world. Here comes Kathy Griffin, hero of democracy. Hello.
How are we going to do this? Because I know we're both going to want to talk at the same time because it's a love fest. I am so in love with you. You are so important and wonderful and funny and brilliant, and you are who I aspire to be.
No, you.
When I grow up, I want to be you.
No, you. No, you.
Stephanie Miller, weekday mornings 8 to 11 on WCPT 820. Alexa, play WCPT.
WCPT from TuneIn.
If you're listening to this station right now, you've definitely heard my voice before. Hi, I'm Hawk.
And I'm Pete. And we're with Source Solar, your local source for solar. Source Solar is Chicagoland's premier solar installer, providing solutions for over 1,000 homeowners and business owners across Illinois and Iowa.
With over a decade of industry experience and deep roots here in Chicago, we have the expertise to help your transition to clean, renewable, resilient energy.
We can guarantee that we save you money day one without any out-of-pocket cost to you. This means you have an instant ROI, instant payback, and can save money to add to your bottom line day one.
At Source Solar, we source everything as local as possible, meaning we always carry the Made in USA sticker.
Find us online at www.source.solar. Stop in our office at 5710 North Northwest Highway or give us a call at 773-985-3992.
And don't forget to ask for Hawk
or Pete.
No detours, no distractions. Just bold ideas and real talk. This is Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
Thank you so much for joining us as we continue our drive home. I'm so thrilled to welcome our next guest in the studio. My guest co-host, Ken Mejia-Beal, was generous enough and had the connections to line
I begged.
We are thrilled to welcome to our studio today Christian Mitchell, candidate for Lieutenant Governor of Illinois, former state representative and deputy governor, who was born and raised by a single mother who taught him the values of hard work and standing up for what's right. And I can attest to that. When I spent my time in Springfield, it was always an honor to watch you work. You were not one of the people I called in the middle of the night. If you recall, that was my shtick.
Oh, I do remember that. I don't know if I should be flattered or hurt by that, Ken.
You should be flattered.
Okay.
I was. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
You should be
You know, I was
flattered.
suspended. I was suspended for that. I called the mayor of Chicago.
I did hear about that.
Yeah. So it was a good thing. I didn't.
Hey, aggression, not a bad thing. We like
I'm
that.
saying, right? So that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here, Ken. Thank you so much.
Well,
for
no,
arranging
I'm
this.
excited. And as soon as the announcement came out that you were going to run for lieutenant governor, I was texting people like, this is great news. Because I think our state, I mean, we have a great lieutenant governor right now. Shout out to future Senator
Juliana Stratton. That's right.
But I think you are very measured and very calm and very... I don't want to use the word judicious because that's not the right, but
it feels right.
But it feels right, so I'm going to use it because I have a limited vocabulary today. But you are exactly what our state needs in a lieutenant governor seat. You're easy to talk to.
That's very kind of you.
And that is very important. And Governor Pritzker is also easy to talk to, but he makes me nervous. He has a lot of good energy.
He has aura. He has aura.
He has a lot of aura, a lot of charisma, and it's like, oh, I don't want to mess this 30 seconds up. But for you, it's like...
With me, it's like...
Well, no, see, this isn't coming out the way I meant it.
No, I'm just messing.
But you're real, like, salt-of-the-earth people, which is my kind of people.
Listen, man, whenever I meet people, we can talk about Lieutenant Governor, all that. I'm my mother's son. I'm Debbie's son. I'm James's grandson. That's where everything comes from. My mom was a nurse. Grandpa was a union steelworker, and... My mother, I literally was with my mother yesterday, and I stopped by her house on the way back from something, and she said, oh, look who remembered their mother. Now, to be clear, I had seen my mother like a week ago, but she just, every time she knocks me down a little bit just to say, I love you, I'm proud of you, never forget, I'm still your mama. And I just appreciate that. And I keep people around me, Ken, who are like that. My old high school and college classmates, my friends who are like, it's great that you're Lieutenant Governor. I remember you having a moment in college that you don't want people to know about. But those people are the ones who keep you grounded, right?
The ones with pictures? I don't know if I...
See, this is the good news about being in college from 04 to 08. It wasn't really,
there was no pictures. It was a great time.
We had the Nokia candy bar phone with Snake on it.
Yep. It was a great time to be alive.
Yeah. But I feel, listen, running with JB is one of the honors of my life. Working with him was absolutely incredible. We really think about the state in the same way in a lot of ways. And he's somebody who cares deeply and is kind and committed and does the work. And we need that right now because, as a friend of mine once said, fascism is exhausting. So
yes, it is. And I appreciate that so much because, every week we talk about what Washington does to Chicago and and to Illinois, obviously, and to people across the country. And it's devastating. I mean, just in the last week, I was coming down to Springfield because Governor Rauner had catastrophically cut services to families like mine. And I had everything locked in. I was coming down there because parents were coming to me at WGN and they were losing their respite care. I will tell you this. While, we got through it eventually, that providers weren't paid for 18 months. A lot of them left the industry. Right now, there are thousands of babies on wait list for early intervention for up to a year. But I'll never forget there was one mom who had messaged me, and she had respite care, and her daughter was severely disabled in a wheelchair. And the only way she was able to continue to provide for her was with respite care. And the governor's moves cut that from her. Her daughter, to this day, now 12 years later or 11 years later, has to live in an institution. And this is what this is what the goal was for him, and on a bigger scale, what this administration wants. Absolutely. So I know that people like you take those stories, what's important to our communities, to heart. So I want to thank you so much for the work that you do.
No, absolutely. And listen, I was there during the Rauner impasse, obviously, and represented a district that had a ton of child care providers. Many of them, by the way, Black and brown women running things out of their homes or out of other small businesses who, in many cases, lost their livelihoods. And by the way, some of them also providing early childhood education, which helps kids get ahead. And when you have that kind of basically stroke for 2 years, you can't actually recover from that in your lifetime. It has a long-term effect. We're seeing that right now with HR1 and the big beautiful bill, which just passed a year ago, and now we've got think 9 rural hospitals in danger of closing in the state of Illinois. Got hospitals on the south and west sides of Chicago and in Rockford and in Danville, all in danger of closing, not to mention what's happened with SNAP benefits, where the governor, by the way, stepped in and tried to give $400 to families who are suffering from that. But that's, 2 months or so of food. And what Donald Trump and the Republicans have tried to do is immoral. It's wrong. It's bad for the economy, by the way, and it's hurting the kind of families that you and I really care about. So we're going to keep fighting it. And we need to make sure people come out and vote so we can get a new Congress in the midterms. And then we're only 2 years from getting a new Democratic president. So we'll make it. We just got to work.
Yes. And I remember the night that I was on the air when Trump won the first.
We were together. Oh,
the first.
continue.
No, and we can talk about that too.
Yeah.
But it was 10 minutes before the end of my show because I was on until 2 a.m. That's why I was calling people in the middle of the night. It was the Pretty Late Wake Up Call was the name of it, by the way. And I just remember, there was a young girl who called us. She was in high school and she was crying on the phone. She was a young girl of color, blind, and she was crying. And I had to talk to her and talk to the city, and then go home and tell my son, who I had said I thought we might be able to win this. And one of the things, we have to be bigger and bolder. What the outcome of this, I'm going to shorten this all, is that it can't just be that we make it through this, though, too. We have to, whether it's codifying Roe v. Wade, whether it's codifying the fact that, every person, regardless of what they look like, where they came from, who they love, how they look, deserves dignity. And I don't know what that looks like, but it has to be. And healthcare, like you mentioned, those 9.
Healthcare is very important.
I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm getting so passionate. You bring it out of people, you inspire.
Because you should be passionate. Because
Yes.
this is the point of life, is to make it better for people and for it to be better for the next generation. And you look at polls across the country, it's the first generation of people who think maybe my life is actually not going to be better than my kids. And that's a massive problem. And I think what you're getting to, Patty, that I totally agree with, is it is not good enough to just go back to the status quo. That doesn't work. In some ways, that's kind of what happened in 2020. And because it didn't deal with what we had seen and the damage that had been done by the first Trump administration, people were like, okay, well, they're doing the same old thing again. They didn't get the message. Let me throw the bums out again. And so thinking about, yes, let's make sure we codify a woman's right to choose, but also, what's the future of the economy? What are we going to do about AI and regulating it and making sure that we preserve folks' jobs, even as we make sure China doesn't win on this technology? What are we going to do for the future of a healthcare system that right now still leaves too many people without healthcare and the things they need? And oh, by the way, the path to the middle class now is the path my mother took. My mother was a nurse for 40 years. Wall Street Journal article maybe a couple months ago. Being a nurse is now the path to the middle class. So how can those jobs happen right here in Illinois, happen no matter what you look like, no matter where you live, while we're taking care of people who have taken care of us? There's a way to do this, but we have to be bold and thoughtful, not just about how we restore what we've lost, but how we build the future. And that's the thing I'm excited about. By the way, it's the thing JB's been doing for the last 8 years.
Yeah, no,
100%.
I agree. So, and let's talk about the clean jobs push, because I know it's something that was really a passion for a lot of folks, because you helped build the Illinois Clean Jobs. With Trump rolling back the IRA clean energy incentives at the federal level, what's the actual cost to Illinois workers and ratepayers if that funding disappears?
It's huge. So, there's a lot of talk right now about what the future of energy looks like. And we have a ton of solar and wind projects ready to go live in Illinois right now, some of which have been halted by the federal government. That's thousands of good union jobs. It's also thousands of jobs for people historically locked out of the economy. One thing that was incredibly important during CEJA was making sure that we set up these clean workforce hubs where we were going to communities, making sure, working with community colleges or local groups, that we could get people off the street and say, hey, this is going to be a good living wage, family sustaining job for you. I was just down in Decatur at TCCI, where they have one of those hubs, and it's literally changing people's lives and giving them the dignity of work. And oh, by the way, on something that is going to continue to grow as an industry. So it's a massive impact for our grid. We know that solar and wind are the cheapest forms of energy right now. There's also a ton of them ready to go online. We invested just now. Shout out to the governor, and then also to Bria Scudder's deputy governor took my place. Just passed a clean storage bill along with the Clean Jobs Coalition to create more energy storage, which is going to mean we can have even more backup power at moments like we have today where the grid is strained because it's so hot.
Yeah.
So it's impacting our energy bills. It's making our grid less reliable and less safe. It's impacting people's jobs, and it's all doing it in the service of keeping alive coal plants that even governors like the governor of Indiana are saying these are too old, they need to go offline, just because Trump wants to keep some campaign promise that isn't actually going to end up being real. So it's devastating.
I'm so enthusiastic about the fact that you were running for
So
for
am
the town
I was
governor.
like, I'm just going to vote tomorrow. I'm just going to go vote tomorrow.
Or at the end of September. I think it's September 20th.
As soon as I
folks,
can.
which is going to be here faster than we know. And
It's already July.
That's
just reminding. Today's July 1st. So.
Back to school supplies are already on the frickin' shelves.
Go buy your school supplies.
There you go.
Yes.
Do it today.
Do it right now.
My first gym office breaking of the fourth wall.
Okay. But speaking of the fact that we want to vote now. We do. We live in a state that we feel well served, is a bad way to put it, but represented for a lot of folks. I mean, and obviously there are other parts of the state where we have people like Mary Miller, LaHood, all these other folks, right? Yeah. And we have a lot of great races. What do you? I mean, like there's a great Democrat running, Paul Nolly, who's running for Congress, and we're really excited about that race.
Yeah, I am very excited. I think that we are going to do well. I think the president is historically unpopular. But I do want to emphasize something that we're all talking about here, which is one of my messages to every Democratic room I talk to is, yes, we absolutely need to get Trump out of office. We absolutely need to grind MAGAism to a halt. But we have to be talking about what we are for. And for me, that is always, always about making sure that we have in Illinois where we've invested enough in education and infrastructure and energy, jobs, healthcare, so people can take chances, start small businesses, get jobs. But ultimately, the whole thing summed up for me is about the American dream. And that is that the fortuitous circumstance of your birth determines only where you start and never where you finish. And we've got to be talking about that. And if we're not talking about that, yeah, we might do okay in November, but we won't do as well as we should, and we won't inspire people. And by the way, once we do it, we have to govern. We have to be bold. We have to deliver. The thing I'm most proud about in working for J.B. Pritzker is he ran on a bunch of things in his first term. He said, we're going to legalize cannabis. We're going to pass an infrastructure bill. We're going to balance our budget. We are going to, right? Within about 9 months,
it was done.
Almost all of that was done. And JB was every single day driving us in the office. How did we work on this today? How did we get better at this today? How did we get closer to this today? That's the kind of leader you need to drive forward progress.
It's such a pleasure to have you in studio, sir. I don't know how
I haven't felt this hopeful in a long time.
I know. I need more of this.
I'm hydrated.
I know maybe it's corny. I'm a believer. I genuinely am.
It comes through.
And I will say to a point you just made, Patty, I've started going all around the state. I've been to close to 30 counties, I think now. And I was down in Jersey County, which did not vote for the governor, did not vote for, actually voted for President Trump. And there are farmers down there who maybe they haven't voted Democrat in a very long time, but they're very concerned because they can't sell their cattle into markets they previously could. Their cost of fertilizer is up because of a war in Iran that was started and has made the country pretty clearly less safe. Yeah. I think there's a real opening if we are willing to go and talk to people. Yes, some of whom we might disagree with, who are not nearly going to be as progressive or as you and I are, but who believe in the rule of law, who want to make sure that we have a country where folks can get ahead, working people, where insurance companies and big corporations don't run everything, including their ability to have a family farm. That's an opening we need to take. And we're not going to win 50% of them or 60, but going from 13 to 20, from 20 to 25, from 25 to 37, all of a sudden that starts to add up and you create a more durable majority. So we got to do the work.
The hopeful, enthusiastic, and passionate voice you're hearing is Christian Mitchell, candidate for Lieutenant Governor of Illinois, former state representative and deputy governor right now. We have in studio. Are you still deputy governor, or did you have to step aside from that in order to run?
I was in the private sector. I was at the University of Chicago until the governor called me and said, "Hey, Juliana's running for Senate."
Do you have a video of that phone call?
I do not.
Right, like Kamala, remember?
You're like, I'll call you back. I have to.
Hold on a second. We have to get it. We have to get the right. Like,
yeah. if we win, I will do what I can to recreate the We Did It, Joe, just for you.
Please, thank you.
My son just graduated from there a couple weeks ago, and it was absolutely the most amazing. I want to say this before we go to the break because since you mentioned the University of Chicago, they did a tremendous job of accommodating individuals and families of people with disabilities. They made a whole space for us to be. I'm going to start. Like I feel teary. Like
because
he's getting me emotional.
Because it's hope. You have hope again.
I know. Yes, I don't.
You lost it a while ago.
This is weird. I have goosebumps.
It's called hope
and
happiness.
Well, let's have more of that when we come back. In studio with my wonderful guests and my guest co-host Ken Mejia-Beal. Thank you for this. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Glad to be here.
Let's say thank you. But I'll thank you too.
That was for Ken.
Thank you so much for Ken. I can't put my thoughts together more in a moment on WCPT 820 Heartland Signal and KKNW 1150. Thank you to all of our listeners and viewers on our Facebook and YouTube channels, and anyone who's tuning into our podcast, which are available at heartlandsignal.com. See, I can pull it together. Right back after this.
Voice again.
This is WCPT telling you how you can shop blue. Whether you're out in the field playing football or baseball, or inside the stadium playing hockey or basketball, or any sport really, let's take a look at some sporting goods stores that support the Democratic Party. Academy. Now, Academy as a company does not give to politics. Some of their senior leaders do, and in 2024, 87% of their donations went to Democrats. Hibbett. Now, Hibbett as a company does not give to politics, but some of their senior leaders do, and in 2024, 93% of those donations went to Democrats. Dick's Sporting Goods. Now, Dick's Sporting Goods as a company does not give to politics. Yes, some of their senior leaders do, and it's kind of a little all over. Sometimes lean more right, sometimes lean more left. It's really hard to find a pattern. But hey, remember when the right was attacking Dick's Sporting Goods when they decided to push the age of purchasing firearms to 21 and stop selling assault-styled rifles? This has been WCPT telling you how you can shop blue.
If you're purchasing a new home or refinancing your existing home, you need to call Team Hochberg, your trusted local lender. Corey called to consolidate his debt and was so happy with my advice, he left me this 5-star Google review. Quote, I was looking to pay off debt, so I reached out to David after listening to his radio show. David called me personally and walked me through my options. He shot it straight. There was no beating around the bush or pushing me to sign anything. If any of my family or friends need anything related to a mortgage, I'll give them David's number because you can't get better or more honest service. Thanks, Corey. I strongly encourage everyone to check out our close to 600 5-star Google reviews from listeners like Corey. Team Hochberg helped Corey and thousands of radio listeners, but we can't help if you don't call 855-563-2843 or visit 56david.com. That's 855-563-2843 or visit 56david.com. Atlantic Coast Mortgage, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 643114.
Chicago's Progressive Talk, WCPT 820, where facts matter.
You're listening to Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
Thank you so much for joining us as we continue our conversation here on Driving It Home with me, Patti Vasquez. A little bit giddy because I'm having such a great time with our guest co-host.
It's a party.
It is a party. And the former deputy governor and state representative of Illinois, Christian Mitchell, who's now candidate for lieutenant governor.
Future lieutenant governor.
Future lieutenant governor.
We're going to own it.
Oh,
I'm
claiming
you can do
it.
that. I believe there are two ways to run: unopposed and scared. We are not unopposed, which leaves one.
Yeah.
So.
So we were talking about getting the phone call while you were. What kind of role did you have at the University of Chicago?
So I was doing two things when the governor called me. So I was vice president for civic engagement at the University of Chicago. So doing commercial real estate, government affairs, that sort of thing. And actually, when I left the governor's office, I joined the National Guard. So I'm a captain and judge advocate in the Air Force. So I was doing that.
I'm sorry, you joined the National Guard recently after having served in the legislature and as deputy governor. You're like, I got time.
Everyone needs a hobby. No, I mentioned how much I admired my grandfather. My grandfather was my hero. He served in the Korean War.
Wow.
And I always wanted to actually be a pilot, but back then you needed perfect vision. Now it's correctable, but too late for me. The National Guard reported up to me when I was deputy governor, and I got very close to General Neely, who was the adjutant general. And as I was on my way out, I was like, hey, I'd love to stay, love to help somehow. He's like, you're a lawyer. I was like, yeah. He's like, I have an idea for you. And so I joined. So I'm captain in the Air Force. I work at Peoria Air National Guard Base, 182nd Airlift Wing. And so I was doing those two things when the governor said, let's get breakfast. And the rest is history.
And you became the first lieutenant in the Illinois Air National Guard. You're I
was first lieutenant, and then I got promoted to captain late last year.
And then with our administration, then, because obviously internationally, we are doing things that many of us are appalled by, disgusted by, terrified by. So what's your read on deploying the Guard units for immigration enforcement in other states and things? I know that the governor has obviously been very bold and in front of this as well.
Yeah, and because I'm in the military, I'll be a little cautious with my statements, but I'll say this. We learn in Judge Advocate School about a thing called posse comitatus, which prevents the Guard from being used for domestic law enforcement. That's a thing we learn. That's what the law says. That's actually, I think, pretty clear. Most people who sign up for this, I, for example, signed up for the Illinois National Guard. I did it for 2 reasons. I wanted to protect my state from floods and fires and make sure that when we're deploying in support of civilians, we're doing so with the consent of the governed. And I signed up to protect my country from threats, foreign and domestic, and to make sure that we have the best fighting force in the world to protect our country and to make sure that we are projecting power in a very, very responsible way. And that when we are doing so, we have Congress, which is the one who declares war, making sure that they are overseeing those sorts of things. You will note that for the current conflict we are in, Congress has yet to weigh in. I think that's a constitutional issue. I'm going to continue showing up and doing my job, as do the amazing men and women of this unit who, by the way, come from all walks of life in Illinois, probably vote differently than we do, pray differently than we do, love differently than we do, and we do the job and we get each other's backs. And it's a reminder to me always of the big things we can do together.
Amazing.
I didn't even know this last part. So,
really?
No.
I was not. I mean, I thought I felt like I was the last one to learn. I was like, wait, what?
No, that's amazing.
You get one life, so I figure do it all. And the Guard was amazing during COVID. They helped us get shots in arms. They were amazing after the murder of George Floyd, supporting the state police and CPD in protecting the peaceful right to protest. It's just a group of men and women who drop everything to do what the state needs. And if I could be helpful with that, I wanted to be. And so I feel very fortunate to be their lawyer.
To that, then, with the help they gave us during the pandemic, one of the things I'll die angry about a lot of things, and mine kind of goes back. Mine would probably be Gore v. Bush anger for me. Like everybody talks about Hillary not winning and things.
Going all the way back to hanging chads. That's a throwback.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, my son.
She's still angry about it.
I
we
wake up
can't
every
get
day.
her started. We can't get her started.
Yeah. Sandra Day O'Connor. Can't get me started.
We can't get her started.
Anyway, that's not it. But, so many things along the way have made us vulnerable since then because of what let's not get into the Supreme Court because there's a lot there too, obviously. And I don't know how much time we have. But, with the Trump administration dismantling the pandemic playbook that President Obama had established, had developed, in particular in response to Ebola, which everyone was screaming about, and part of how he lost his midterms. Am I ranting again?
It's okay.
What is our, if there was a vulnerability under this federal administration, how exposed is Illinois? Should we have that kind of situation?
So I will say Illinois is in good shape. So right after the Robert Kennedy got in and started doing Robert Kennedy weird bear things, the governor came out and basically said, we are going to continue following vaccine guidance. We are going to continue to follow the science. So we are in very good shape. We've got a great Department of Public Health. We've got good local departments of public health. One of the things that I established as a deputy governor, because I did emergency preparedness work, was a stockpile of the masks, the gloves, the PPE, the things that we need in case of a pandemic, because it was an incredible worldwide search we had to do. We would like to not start from ground zero again. So the state, in part because of the governor's leadership, mostly because of the governor's leadership, is in very good shape. I worry a lot, though, about surrounding states, because remember, it's a pandemic. It spreads through the air or through human contact. It spreads because someone was in another country and got exposed and flew here, and now we're, in a contact tracing issue. So we really do need national leadership on this sort of thing, and it's why Donald Trump's presidency, among the reasons it's been such a disaster.
Thank you for that. I do want to ask you, I just got a text from one of our listeners who does work. We were talking about renewable energy. And I learned this a little bit ago about Illinois Solar for All, some of the funding and financing for people who maybe fall into a certain income level as well. And one of my listeners says there's a way for Governor Pritzker can give the biggest slap in the face to the current administration. Even though Trump cut with the federal tax dollars, we can get solar and battery storage on all CPS schools, paid for by tax credits coming directly out of the current administration's pocket. Is there a way to which could an estimate of between 1.2 and 1.5 billion? Because we talk a lot about how we save money when it comes to education, right? That's been a challenge with CPS.
It's been a challenge.
I know when I was in Springfield, was it 2000 when they passed the needs-based funding.
It was 2017.
2017. That was amazing. It was a really exciting day, and yet we still have these challenges throughout the state, in particular with CPS funding. Is that a path for I'm sure you guys are trying to find creative ways.
Yeah, I'll say a couple of things about this. So one, we'll probably have somebody follow up with your listener because that I don't know about. I will say we always have to distinguish between capital funding and operating funding. That's most likely probably going to be capital, so there's still going to be operating challenges. Governors put $2.5 billion new dollars in education into that education-based funding formula. We're going to keep pushing to do that. We also have billions of dollars at risk because the Trump administration is cutting things like Medicaid and money being fungible. we've got to continue. Governor's balanced 8 budgets in a row. We've got to keep doing that. We want to find more creative ways to fund public education, but it's a struggle with everything Trump is doing.
I will send that information, or at least the question, to whoever takes those questions.
Great.
Do you have to run? Because if you can stay for another segment, we would love, but I don't want to assume anything because
I
have a tight schedule.
I think I can do one more.
One more
Yeah,
segment?
I do one more.
We're going to do the news and we'll be done whenever you need to. You can tell me I got to be out at 6:15,
Like, you can leave.
6:18.
You can run.
Yeah.
We won't
The
judge.
doors are unlocked.
Yes.
Yeah, like yesterday was leg day. There'll be no running, but I love the idea.
We can.
I'm just keeping it a buck. That's not. There'll be slow walking. Striding, some may say.
There you go.
Outstanding. Why do I feel like you two, like, I should not have to work out to keep up with both of you?
We first met back in like 2018. I think,
Yeah,
when
we did.
I was the Democratic Party of Illinois, and he was, I think, chair of DuPage.
Yeah.
No,
chair, but-
not in 2018. I was just a guy.
You were just a guy.
Just
Okay.
a guy.
And then you were running. And
I was the
yeah.
program director in DuPage at the time.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go.
Okay. Small world.
Well, more after this. Apparently, we've been granted a generous amount of time with former state representative and deputy governor Captain Christian Mischel, who is running for lieutenant governor of Illinois, and
he's going to win.
And according to Ken,
Yes.
future. And me too, but
That's
I
sounding
don't know what to say.
Knock on the wood.
There we go. And Ken Mejia-Beal, thank you so much for making this happen, and to your entire team as well. I know how much work this is.
Thank you, team.
Thank you, team. More in a moment on WCPT, KKNW, and everyone tuning in digitally. Thank you so much for your time.
Amazon Business. Discover smart business buying, where unmatched selection meets AI-driven tools to simplify complex processes, so you can focus on what matters most. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
AP News, I'm Ben Thomas. U.S. and Iranian negotiators met separately today with mediators in Qatar. The hosts reporting progress in talks to end the war. Vice President J.D. Vance says the focus right now is on the Strait of Hormuz.
Just ensuring that we continue to make the progress on that, and that's what they're focused on. And then, we're going to, obviously, we're worried about the nuclear issue. We're going to start talking about that.
Iran insists on controlling ship routes and charging fees, which the U.S. and Gulf Arab states oppose. Meanwhile, a U.S. Navy helicopter made an emergency landing in the Arabian Sea with one crew member missing. In Venezuela, the earthquake death toll is now nearly 2,300, and with far more dead than living people being removed from the rubble, doctors say the biggest dangers facing survivors are untreated wounds and infectious diseases. Last week's quakes destroyed infrastructure for clean water and have created dismal sanitary conditions. Thousands of displaced Venezuelans have been sleeping in crowded shelters or out in the open. In this country, Lisa Dwyer reports,
authorities say 16 children from the same family who were rescued from a rundown home in rural Ohio were living in horrific conditions and confined to just one room over much of the past 4 years.
This is an intra-family situation.
Benton County prosecutor William Archer says the case is not a human trafficking case.
This is clearly involved a multi-generational family in a very limited situation.
Investigators say some of the children discovered were unable to speak, and one, an 18-year-old who was developmentally disabled, could not even write her name. Ohio Attorney General Andy Wilson says the children are all receiving care.
Their physical well-being is our number one concern.
The children's parents and 2 grandparents are now charged with felony child endangerment. Sound courtesy WSYX. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
this is AP News. At the World Cup, Harry Kane scored 2 second-half goals as England advanced to the round of 16 with a 2-1 victory over the Democratic Republic of Congo, while Belgium beat Senegal in extra time 3-2. And Soccer Magani reports the U.S. squad is on the pitch tonight.
The U.S. men's team is looking to change its World Cup narrative tonight in the California Bay Area. The men haven't won a World Cup elimination game in 24 years, and that was the only one. Tonight, they have another shot against Bosnia-Herzegovina. The U.S. took 2 of 3 games to win its group, and now in the knockout stage, Coach Mauricio Pochettino says it must treat tonight like the final. He should have a healthy Christian Pulisic back. He missed the second game with a calf injury and was a sub in the loss to Turkey. I'm Sagar Meghani.
The latest at apnews.com. I'm Ben Thomas. Thanks for listening.
This is 820 AM, WCPT Willow Springs, and streaming worldwide at WCPT820.com. We are Chicago's progressive talk, where facts matter. Now, your WCPT 820 weather update.
I'm meteorologist Ray Miller from the Weatherology Weather Center. An extreme heat warning remains in effect. Look for clear skies tonight with a low temperature of 73 degrees and southwest winds at 10 to 20 miles an hour. Sunny, hot, and humid again Thursday, 91 degrees. The heat index in the upper 90s with light southwest winds. Thunderstorms likely Friday with some heavy rain possible, high of 88. 4th of July, Saturday, scattered thunderstorms likely again with a high of 86. That's the latest Chicago weather update. Right now, it's 93.
This is a WCPT Veteran Minute. In the midst of World War II, a group of Native American soldiers known as the Code Talkers became silent heroes. The U.S. military faced challenge of secure communications on the battlefield, and these men, primarily from the Navajo tribe, were enlisted to develop an unbreakable code. Using their native language, which had no written alphabet, they transmitted vital messages that were indecipherable to enemy forces. The code proved to be an essential asset, particularly in the Pacific Theater, where it helped the Allies win crucial battles. The Code Talkers' courage and ingenuity saved countless lives and turned the tide of the war. Yet, their contributions remained largely unknown until decades later. The legacy of the Code Talkers stands as a testament to the strength, resilience, and invaluable service of Native Americans during one of America's most devastating conflicts. This has been a WCPT Veteran Minute.
Because facts matter. You're listening to WCPT 820.
Driving it home with Patti Vasquez, Patti Vasquez. From global conflicts to greenhouse gases, the folks refusing to wear masks says, and politicians getting caught grabbing asses says, she's driving it home with Patti Vasquez.
Thank you so much for joining us. We continue our conversation here on Driving It Home on WCPT 820 Heartland Signal, KKNW 1150 in Seattle, KTNF AM 950 Minneapolis, St. Paul, and hello to all of our friends tuning in digitally as well as in the future on our podcasts. Joining me in studio, hold on a second, let me make sure I get your microphones on.
I've been silenced again.
I couldn't help myself. Ken Mejia-Beal, my guest co-host.
Usually my problem is forgetting to mute.
I mean, that's why we have this set up now.
I'm just gonna. I may give you the next 9 minutes to just the two of you if you want to just take a, because this has been really delightful to have in studio with us. My guest co-host, Ken Mejia-Beal, who is the Midwest Chair for the Victory Fund and also now on the board for Equality Illinois, as well as Youth Outlook. And he has been so kind enough to arrange an in-studio interview with our guest, candidate for Lieutenant Governor of Illinois, former state representative and deputy governor, Captain Christian Mitchell in studio. Captain, right. I mean, all of those things. You earned those.
Yes, I feel very lucky to have earned those titles, and I've had a great team around me and a very understanding family and friends, and it's pretty cool.
I'm excited for you. I also, we mentioned how excited we are for future Senator of Illinois,
yes,
Juliana Stratton.
Yes.
I also had the opportunity to interview her just as she had won her seat. Look, I mean, sometimes I have flashbacks to being in that press box and like those votes, whether it was the millionaire tax and we lost by 3 votes, Drury, Duncan, and Franks. I mean, like there were times when I wanted to jump out of that press box. Sorry.
And we're back.
We're back.
Okay.
We're good.
Yeah. But she was one of the, like, I interviewed her right after she had won that seat. She came in studio like in the middle of the night because I just was so thrilled to have people who got it in that room, because there were people who would, to your point during the break, we're not a blue state.
Yeah,
we are not.
We are a purple state.
Yeah.
with some blue centers. Mm-hmm. But all it takes is the right candidate for that to flip. And to your point, we had a 3-vote majority issue there. But I will say what's amazing about Juliana is in this moment, we so desperately need fighters. And that's just who she is.
She is a fighter.
And oh, by the way,
Like, she in part came to this because, you know, she was caring for a dying parent. And, and we were seeing all of these services be cut. And so much of it is so deeply personal for her. So hers are not shoes that I'm going to try to fill, because that's not doable. I'm going to try to do it my own way.
I mean, your own shoes are huge,
that's
by
very,
the way.
That's very kind of you. But Juliana really is incredibly special and going to be an incredible U.S. Senator. She was an incredible lieutenant governor.
Yes.
We are lucky in this state for the leadership that we have. And she has just taken that to another level.
And present company included. I mean, I do want to say our leadership here in Illinois is the best. And there are days between the months of November to March where I want to leave. Not because of you guys, but because of the weather. And I'm
a Chicago winter apologist, I just want to say.
It's rough.
I'm a Chicago winter
It's
apologist.
rough.
I am.
It's rough because, as we were discussing, I go to the gym early, and there's nothing like getting hit in the face with negative 20-degree wind. And windbreakers.
Yeah.
Because I still wear windbreakers. But my point is, it's the leadership here in Illinois. When you look at other places, like, I can't leave.
Oh, I
can't leave. I'm well represented here.
I kind of mentioned that off the air. My husband and I think about this very hard, because the state of Illinois, in the sense that there are so many things that we are going in the right direction, it's been very challenging watching what happens when kids turn 22 in the state, and even before that when it comes to services for people with disabilities. And it's obviously even worse when it comes to our federal administration. So at any rate, I love, every time I leave, I just coming back, my heart.
Yeah, this is home.
You know, I mean, it's like I see it for the first time, whether I'm driving into the city and see that skyline. I mean, even that coming down Lakeshore Drive, you know, north, and see that. I mean,
so that's great. I will tell you, my favorite view of the city is from 31st Street Beach. It's a little bit more developed now. There's a Pier 31 there now, which is a great little business. But I used to live in Prairie Shore, so I had a studio apartment when I was a state representative. It's the first apartment I had in Chicago. And I would leave Prairie Shores, walk straight up 31st Street, and I would go out to that pier in the middle of the water, and I would just take a journal or something and just look at the city. And I just think it's the most beautiful view. Now people know about it because during the Obama Library promotion, Barack and Michelle took a picture kind of looking that way, and they're like, "Oh my God, look at this view of the city." I was like, "Wow." I had it first, but it's
Thanks,
really wonderful.
Obama.
I do, by the way, want to just say on the issue of trying to make the state even better for people with disabilities. Like, at some point, would love to talk more. I'm a policy guy. Ken knows this.
Yes.
I'm a nerd. So if there are ways that we can do better on that stuff, we want to.
Absolutely.
We are doing. I'm so proud of what we've done in the state. All the ways we're moving forward. How far we've come since Bruce Rauner under JB's leadership on education, higher minimum wage, paid sick leave. There's always more we can do to make the state better for people, better for business, better for those who are the most needy, and we want to do that.
Okay, I would love to have those conversations, because this is a very terrifying time with the announcement by the DOJ that that the courts got it wrong, and having to enforce Olmstead and keeping our family members in our homes, and rather than institutionalizing them, and that's terrifying for a lot of folks. So I to that, the work that you're doing here, I also think that there is a way, people want to know, they're scared, with what's happening. And while you're running statewide in a year, people are thinking, what does Trump mean to my town? Chicago, downstate, everywhere. What's the one thing you want Illinois voters to actually understand about the governor's office versus what Washington controls?
Well, I want to give you two answers to this question. I want to talk about the governor's office, but I actually want to talk about what I want Illinois voters to know about each other. The governor's office, you have in Governor Pritzker an incredibly compassionate, competent governor. And that may sound like a weird way to describe it, but he's good at the job and he cares deeply. He is calling his staff at all hours, day and night. He is seeing an article, hey, somebody just did something really cool in Germany or in Addis in Ethiopia. Is there something in that we should be thinking about doing here? He is all consumed by how to make life better for Illinoisans. That's what you want. That's the kind of obsession you want with progress, and that's what we have in Governor Pritzker. And then he recruits the best team, the best staff. He makes sure that people are empowered, know he's behind them, he's going to get their back, and he gets out of their way and lets them do the work. That's what you want. What I want Illinois voters to know about each other, and I know you also said that there are listeners in Minnesota, and so obviously we had ICE here and we're able to kick them out. They did the same thing in Minnesota. There's, by the way, significant collaboration between the governor and Governor Walz about how to do that and do it well. We saw, again, in Chicago, what happened when ICE tried to take our friends and neighbors. Now, people came out, ordinary folks with whistles, and stood up and formed barricades. That didn't just happen in Chicago, y'all. I was down in Macoupin County. And that's not a county, again, that we necessarily won. And it's probably a place where people believe, hey, we need to make sure we have very strong borders and have strong national security. but these are my friends and neighbors. I know them. I go to their restaurants. Their restaurants are part of the fabric of my community. And people in Macoupin County came out and they stood up and they protested and they got them out there too. I say that to say there are always more of us than there are of them. And if we are willing to take the time, reach across not just the political aisle, but the ideological aisle, the aisle of faith, to have a conversation with somebody that may be a little hard. There may be things that you find a little bit offensive, but they're coming from a good place and you're coming from a good place. You may say things that they find a bit offensive, but if we can just listen and just hold on to the idea that there's something in this person that is tethered to me and to my soul, I believe we can make a significant difference. And I go around the state of Illinois and I talk to people, no matter what they look like, no matter what county they're in, I experience that. When I serve in the National Guard and I talk to folks who, again, probably might not be voting for me, but understand we have taken the same oath and we have a fealty to each other and to what this country means and what we signed up to defend. It's a reminder that we really can do big things together if we can trust each other and take that risk. So know that you've got a good governor, but also know that you have a whole bunch of citizens who can be in loving relationship with you if we're willing to try.
Outstanding.
I am so proud to be an American.
I know.
Right now.
I feel like
this is exactly what I needed before July 4th. Thank you for that.
Yeah, same.
I haven't felt this proud in a long time.
Same.
So thank you.
Kind of
we have 35 seconds, and I'm trying to decide what to do with it.
What can we do to bring back Long John Silver? I know you don't want that. But we're going to go out on the important stuff.
I was going to go food-wise.
Where are the Long John Silvers?
This is a good question.
What can we do?
As a kid so my family is originally from Sparta, Tennessee, my mother's side of the family, so Long John Silver is like the pinnacle of fine dining.
Yes, it is. Those hush puppies are amazing.
I feel like you didn't have Arthur Treacher's near you.
We need to let it go. Now, if you no, but hold on. But if you're looking for something, I was just there.
Okay.
Go to Calumet Fisheries.
Thank you. Okay.
I've heard this is the place.
Cow Fisheries. You will forget about Long John Silver's.
Thank you.
And
you already have my vote, so we're good.
So we thank you so much.
Thank you.
Again.
I probably lost the Long John Silver's vote just there.
I'm the only one left.
I feel like he's carrying around tartar sauce with him just in the hopes.
in my glove compartment.
Louisiana hot sauce, but carry on.
Thank you so much.
Both.
Candidate for Lieutenant Governor of Illinois, former state representative and deputy governor, Captain Christian Mitchell. It's been a delight, and we look forward to seeing you again. Be safe and go USA!
Go USA.
Also, Viva Mexico! All right.
Viva Mexico.
All right. Have a good one. We'll be back after this, and we're going to keep glowing with the energy that we have just been shared with. Yeah, thank you. More in a moment. KKNW, KTNF, and WCPT.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Today alone, 5,370 people in the United States will be diagnosed with cancer. That's why Stand Up to Cancer funds and develops the newest and most promising cancer treatments. Stand Up to Cancer wants to provide you with every opportunity to join in this mission. By donating your home, land, or commercial property, you can help Stand Up to Cancer fund innovative cancer research. Stand Up to Cancer makes the process easy, and it may be tax deductible. Visit standuptocancer.org/giveproperty to learn more.
It's 4 words no parent should ever hear. Your child is sick. It's 4 words that change everything. Those 4 words can define a family. It's 4 words that are filled with pain, heartache, and grief. And with those 4 words, the innocence and joy of childhood disappears. But Starlight has taught us 4 other words that make all the difference. The power of play. Healing begins with happiness. That's why Starlight Children's Foundation delivers happiness through gaming, toy deliveries, and more to 3 million kids at more than 700 hospitals across the country to deliver happiness when it matters most. Learn more at starlight.org.
Hey Google, play WCPT.
Streaming Chicago's progressive talk from TuneIn.
If you're listening to this station right now, you've definitely heard my voice before. Hi, I'm Hawk.
And I'm Pete. And we're with Source Solar, your local source for solar. Source Solar is Chicagoland's premier solar installer, providing solutions for over 1,000 homeowners and business owners across Illinois and Iowa.
With over a decade of industry experience and deep roots here in Chicago, we have the expertise to help your transition to clean, renewable, resilient energy.
We can guarantee that we save you money day one without any out-of-pocket cost to you. This means you have an instant ROI, instant payback, and can save money to add to your bottom line day one.
At Source Solar, we source everything as local as possible, meaning we always carry the Made in USA sticker.
Find us online at www.source.solar. Stop in our office at 5710 North Northwest Highway or give us a call at 773-985-3992.
And don't forget to ask for Hawk and
Or Pete.
You're listening to Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
Thank you so much for joining us. Sometimes I feel bad that the audience cannot join in the off air.
Yeah, that was a great conversation.
That was thank you, Ken. That was really. I feel so. I don't know.
I have. I'm going to be very transparent right now. I have a lump in my throat right now because that was so beautiful, and I think in our government we have so few people that we can believe in.
Right.
And I've met so many politicians, and I leave when they leave. I'm like, oh, that was a politician. But there are so few people, and Christian is now one of them. Governor Pritzker, future Senator Juliana Stratton, Congresswoman Delia Ramirez. There are some people when you speak with them, you know, you are meaning every single word you are saying to me.
Yes.
And there's a lot of folks here in Illinois that I can, like, the list is long. Those are just the top of my head, but I believe every word that he said because he meant it.
Yeah, I agree. It was really lovely, and I remember when I was in Springfield, and he off the air, we were joking about how I didn't call him during the pretty late wake up call, and that was inspired by Representative Sandak and Senator at the time Senator Biss, because they were on Comedy Central. A lot of people don't remember this, but Comedy Central did a story about how we had a budget impasse, and so they sent a correspondent.
Comedy Central?
Daily Show.
Got it. Daily Show. Okay,
sorry,
continue.
I'm sorry. I was thinking of the CC.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Keep going.
Yeah. So they sent a correspondent to Springfield to interview a couple of legislators about this budget impasse. And one of the questions really hit me because I was already doing a segment where we were calling people who in broadcasting who were waking up at 2 a.m. Marcus LaShock, Lisa Duarte, Annabella Val, Tracy Butler from like all those
7.
Yeah,
right?
Channel 7. Yeah. So all the people that like were getting up at 2 for their getting on the air. And then I saw this fracking interview with Sandak. Do you remember? I don't know if you're familiar with Representative Sandak.
Very
familiar. He had to leave in a lot of shame. That's all I'm saying. And
he was from Downers Grove.
That's right. That's right.
I'm very familiar.
So the interviewer said, people are losing their homes, they're losing their jobs, they're losing their businesses. People are losing services. And he said, "How do you sleep at night?" And Sandak said, "Oh, I sleep like a baby." And Biss said, "It keeps me up at night." And that's where I got the idea. Yeah, how do they sleep? I'm up at 2 a.m. talking about these things.
Right.
I had legislators in my studio. I had a bunch of legislators. I had Will Guzzardi. I had General Harris. I had Batnick, Martwick, Feigenholtz. I had a ton of legislators, and I had one Republican and one Democrat for my budget crisis corner. And I was like, you know what? What about the people who aren't showing up? And that's one of the reasons I didn't call. And not to say that some of the people that I called, like, it was malicious, but it was like some of the more higher. I
understand what you're
like
saying.
Floor leaders and things like that. But this is what I want to come to is that Captain Mitchell was one of the most measured, like you could tell that it pained him to not be able to get this. Like there are certain people like just you knew that this was hard, that this was a struggle.
Yeah. And I met him in 2018, just a program director from a little county called DuPage. And back in those days, I was not Ken Mejia-Beal. I was just Kenneth Beal. That was it, with no titles. And there are a lot of folks in Springfield that treated me like I had no title. He was not one of them.
Right, see?
And there was a turnaround as soon as, Ken Mejia-Beal was born. Emails were being returned. Phone calls were being returned. not with, so it's so that's how I can attest and endorse everything that he says is actually true, because no. I mean, I've always been somebody, but you know what I mean.
Oh no, no, and that was why I went down to Springfield so aggressively, because I knew saying from WGN Radio, like that carried something.
When you
with
have a
it.
title, people treat you differently.
Yeah, and parents.
Some people treat you differently. Listen,
right, and but parents who were desperate, who, like I said, had to make a choice between continuing to work and caring for their child or elderly parent or childcare after school, all this stuff,
or both.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
And I know you understand that, and that's hard. And it's called the sandwich generation. Yeah, there's a lot of folks in that, and you throw the disability on top of it, and folks getting elderly is it's not a disability, but there are impacts that happen as you get older. Like, just a reality, it's hard for the caregiver to always be on.
And to be, yes, it is being on, and it is being mentally nimble.
Yes.
And, there are things that happen when you're like, and the other thing about caring for an elderly parent is that, your experiences with this person your entire life, also carries weight in a moment of knowing that they're going through a challenge, and yet you have all of this psychological history. You know what I'm saying? Like, the experiences that, you can get triggered by your parents. And when they are starting to get older, you have to give them grace, is what I'm going. That's hard. What I'm going for. It's very hard sometimes.
Can I share something with you and our listeners that I've never shared before? I'm going to share it with you right here. December 31st, 2019. I came in to interview. Joan Esposito was out that day. Daniel Biss was sitting in for her. Right before I walked through those doors, I was a caregiver for my grandmother who was passing. I got a call 2 minutes before we went on air that she had been rushed to the hospital and was probably not going to make it. Excuse me. I did the interview that day. Daniel was great. But it was the juxtaposition of running for office as a state rep, and one of my platforms was doing better by our seniors. Right. And feeling like as a grandson, I was not doing what was right.
Oh, baby. I'm so sorry.
And it was, but
I know.
That is something that so many Americans go through. And it is very rough. And I know you go through it, but you feel like to get the job done, you have to slack on the job of caring.
Right.
And that's the part that's hard, especially for folks in the sandwich generation, because people like you're out here working and you're in Springfield and so you lose a little. So my hat is off to you all the time, because I get it. And I don't think a lot of folks get it, but people like Christian Mitchell and so many other people down in Springfield, they actually do take a moment to get it.
I agree. Yesterday, Ken, I had a guest on, Jen Goldbeck, who studies. I don't know if you had a chance. She was embedded. She was embedded with Proud Boys, and she wrote an article for Esquire, and I think that's what Jim is calling about, or at least to talk about the Proud Boys. Jim is in Chicago.
Yeah.
Thank you for calling in, Jim. You're on with me and guest co-host Ken Mejia-Beal. What's on your mind, my friend?
Hi, Ken. Hi, Patty.
Hello.
Great interview yesterday about the Proud Boys. Mexico won, first time in 40 years.
Yeah. Oh, my God. So exciting. Woo-hoo!
Yeah.
Viva Mexico!
Yeah, but the sad part about it, 3 people died of the crush of the crowd there.
Oh, I haven't seen that. Oh, no.
Yeah, that's terrible. I remember I went for a Lady of Guadalupe there down in Mexico City, and I was afraid of the same thing because everybody came to that church that day. It was a feast day of Our Lady of Guadalupe. And I was with my girlfriend, and I had to put my hands up in the air to go through the gate. They have like a narrow gate to go through to get to the church. And I thought of the same thing, because it was so crowded with all kinds of people, indigenous people, everybody. It was just millions of people there. Anyway, I'm glad they won. But I was going to mention the Proud Boys, because if I had a lost weekend with one of the Proud Boys, I'd ask him, who are you going to – I know you'll wax and wane for anybody Trump at 84 years old will endorse. You'll be all out for them. And if the $2 billion that he reached in their treasury for, you think any of the Proud Boys will share it amongst you?
Yeah, really.
So you get new shirts.
New shirts.
You know what I mean? Like a softball team. What the girls say? What the girls say yesterday? They get yellow shirts with black emblems on them. Anyway, they ask her those two questions because it's just bizarre. I mean, I imagine they'll go for anybody that he endorses.
Pretty much.
Because. Well, absolutely. But if he's alive, if he's not alive, then they'll have to pick one of the three. What are the three choices? The guy from Texas is running it, not Senator. Not, the same people who are running against Trump in 2015.
Yeah.
It'll be Rubio, him, except Vance will be in it. But
did you guys see that John Brennan, former head of the CIA, is suing the administration?
I did see that.
Yeah, I hope so. They've besmirched them like I can't believe it. The guy was absolutely brilliant, and I mean, the way they besmirched him like he was some kind of a cooperative spy. Here's Trump. Yeah, here's Trump. Dealing with Saudi Arabia. He got $2 billion from them. He's Vietnam. He's got money from now. He's got money from every government on the face of the earth. Those lawsuits, $80 million suing our own networks, all in his pocket.
Yep, billions of dollars.
Snake oil salesman.
Now, well, the whole family's got paid. But what about USAID? How much did the waste, fraud, and abuse of USAID? How much? It couldn't have been more than. It wasn't $1 trillion. It wasn't what Musk, who tore it apart at day one.
Yeah.
It's costed thousands and thousands of lives every day.
Yeah.
Think of that. And these people are packing up the dough like they're going to live forever. Anyway, Kenny and Patty, thanks for taking my call.
Jim.
Take care.
Thank you, Jim. Well, we have another segment, and then I'm going to turn it over to a pre-record that we had with Adrienne Irmer. Do you know Adrienne?
I don't, but I don't like when you say the pre-recording. I want it to feel, it doesn't feel live.
I know, but you won't be, people will notice that you're not talking. So it would be like,
Do people notice when I'm not talking?
What happened to Ken? Ken's very quiet during this interview. I am always very upfront.
I'm totally joking.
I'm always very upfront about interviews that I've pre-recorded because I just, I should I not be honest about it?
We'll talk off air.
Lady B, okay.
It's up to Lady B. She's the queen.
Do you think it's better to be honest about and he's in town? Oh, hold on a second. Do you think that's editing? She's editing stuff. Lady B, thumbs up or thumbs down on telling the audience that it's a pre-record? You think it's okay to tell them? We'll talk about it off the air.
Okay.
So she's like in between. She's like, I don't know. I can go either way on that.
Ken, shut up.
I started doing more pre-records lately, so because we can fit people in according to their schedule. Not everybody is available.
Ignore me. I'm not the producer.
I will not ignore you. You will not be ignored.
I'm just the hump day honey.
We forgot. We didn't even. Did we not want to say that in front of a deputy governor?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I'll make sure he knows next time. Hump Day Honey. My Hump Day Honey's in the studio. Ken Mejia-Beal. He is the Midwest chair for the Victory Fund, now newly on the board for Equality Illinois, and also he's been with Youth Outlook. Yeah. So thank you so much for being
making our community a better community.
There, I love it. More after this on WCPT 820 Heartland Signal, KKNW 1150 in Seattle, KTNF AM 950 Minneapolis, St. Paul, and of course all of our friends tuning in digitally. We'll be back after this. In a moment. I'm hitting the wrong button. I can feel it. There we go.
You're listening to WCPT 820. Here's the latest Chicago weather update.
I'm meteorologist Ray Miller from the Weatherology Weather Center. An extreme heat warning remains in effect. Look for clear skies tonight with a low temperature of 73 degrees and southwest winds at 10 to 20 miles an hour. Sunny, hot, and humid again Thursday, 91 degrees. The heat index in the upper 90s with light southwest winds. Thunderstorms likely Friday with some heavy rain possible, high of 88. 4th of July, Saturday, scattered thunderstorms likely again with a high of 86. That's the latest Chicago weather update. Right now, it's 91.
This is Chicago's Progressive Talk, 820 AM, WCPT Willow Springs, and online at WCPT820.com, where facts matter.
WCPT Replay.
I mean, look, Kash Patel should no more lead the FBI than Trump's other favorite, Hannibal Lecter, should be the head chef at a restaurant. Robert Kennedy deciding what protections to eliminate in our healthcare system is like deciding whether it's better to get eaten by a shark or electrocuted when your boat sinks. Remember that? That's the deranged and dangerous world we're in now, and we need each other in this world. The time for blame is over. It doesn't help. We cannot go into this moment allowing ourselves to be isolated from other people. So look, let's please recommit to each other. Let's also commit that we will try to be grateful while we fight, as Americans always have, for a democracy and a government worthy of a great people.
Keep listening to WCPT 820 because facts matter.
How do you know you're home? At Habitat for Humanity, we believe it's when you find peace, stability, and safety. But 1 in 3 people on Earth woke up today without a good home. Not because of chance, but because of high costs and other very real barriers. A housing crisis this big needs all of us. So let's open the door to opportunity and build a tomorrow where home is possible for everyone. Visit Habitat.org to learn more. Again, that's Habitat.org. Habitat for Humanity. Let's open the door.
WCPT 820, Chicago's progressive talk, where facts matter.
If you're listening to this station right now, you've definitely heard my voice before. Hi, I'm Hawk.
And I'm Pete. And we're with Source Solar, your local source for solar. Source Solar is Chicagoland's premier solar installer, providing solutions for over 1,000 homeowners and business owners across Illinois and Iowa.
With over a decade of industry experience and deep roots here in Chicago, we have the expertise to help your transition to clean, renewable, resilient energy.
We can guarantee that we save you money day one without any out-of-pocket cost to you. This means you have an instant ROI, instant payback, and can save money to add to your bottom line day one.
At Source Solar, we source everything as local as possible, meaning we always carry the Made in USA sticker.
Find us online at www.source.solar. Stop in our office at 5710 North Northwest Highway or give us a call at 773-985-3992.
And don't forget to ask for Hawk
or Pete.
You're listening to Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
Thank you so much for joining us. We continue our conversation here on WCPT 820 Heartland Signal, KKNW 1150 in Seattle, KTNF AM 950 Minneapolis, St. Paul, and of course everyone tuning in on Facebook or YouTube. If you are on those platforms, please consider subscribing to our pages and sharing with your friends so they can join the conversation too. And Ken, we haven't had a chance to catch up because we had the former deputy governor.
We've had such a great day.
Oh, it was a great day. Thank you for lining that up.
No, honestly, thank you to Nate Sipple, who is, he was one of my executive directors. He was an amazing guy. He left to go work for the governor. He left me for the governor.
Whatever.
But no, I think that I'm still excited that this happened. And you know what, guys? We're going to have some more great guests coming in.
Uh-oh.
We're going to have a lot of stuff happening. That's what they call me in the streets. But we're going to have because my goal in life is to connect with folks that care about community. That's my big goal. That's my mission. Because there are few and far, the sad reality is there are so many people in politics for the paycheck and for the clout and to step on other people to get to other places. So I want to try to highlight folks that are doing it for the right reason.
I love that.
And I think we both are on the same page. Like the folks that come on this program are all folks that are really trying to do what's best for all of us, not just in politics, but with health and with automobiles and with fitness. And that's what I love about this program.
Because I feel like the way I envision it or would say, and I'm doing this clumsily, is that someone like Captain Mitchell, you could tell they would do this job wherever they were, whatever position they were in.
And that's the difference.
That's how I feel.
Yes. And that is the difference. And I've met a lot of show horses and show ponies and, queens with no queendom.
I mean, where's your crown? Because I ain't seeing it.
Well,
just not you, them.
No. But there are still really good folks in this world that are trying to make the world a better place. And that's why I wanted to start off by sending my shout out to Jean Kasmerick, who I love, and she's been going through a really rough time, fighting the machine and fighting for people. But at the end of the day, when you do what's right for the right reasons, no one can take that away from you. It cannot be taken. And that's something my grandmother always, and now I'm getting emotional. My grandmother always told me when folks were being really nice to me, she said, Kenny, these people, when you don't have a title, they're not going to be there.
Yeah.
Don't forget where you come from. And that's why I've never turned my back on the Black community, the gay community, my people of color, because that is where I come from. And I will never turn my back on my communities. And that's probably why a lot of the moderates hate me, and I don't care. But I will never, because turning my back on my community would be letting my grandmother down.
Right.
And I don't give a damn what title you take from me. I can't let my grandmother down. I can't do it.
And having run for office, you also know that you find out pretty fast who the ones that have your back. And
oh, absolutely. And my phone still rings, honey. My phone still rings, but it's the people with good intent that call now.
Right.
Yeah.
And but those are, I remember when someone told me you'll find out who your bunker people are. Who you get in the bunker with, because I started out with a kitchen table and they stayed there. They did not go into the bunker with me. You know what I mean?
Oh, got it.
Yeah, which is fine. And but there's some people, who and I've talked about. We started the show talking about Judge Jill Rose Quinn.
Yes.
Who so graciously called me this morning to thank me for a piece I wrote. Minocqua Brewing Company's Time, our Substack. Please consider subscribing, and also to my page. I'm starting to share a little bit more on Substack. But her campaign manager was he was fat. He overheard a conversation I was having about my campaign and where I was coming from, and Tom Carmick, who we lost during the pandemic. When you're in the trenches with somebody, and I would have his back for anything. And same for, a lot of people who, whether it was on the campaign, so many people who, when they volunteer for you.
Yeah, you have your bunker people. I never turn my back on my bunker people because at the end of the day, those are the people that you can be yourself with.
Yes.
And that will support you, and you will support, I will get into some Facebook battles, and I don't even go on Facebook for my bunker people. Let me just go help you out real quick, even though this fight is not mine, but you are my people, and I'm loyal. I'm like a golden retriever. I'm loyal.
It's funny you say that about Facebook. Do you know Austin May, who's running for McHenry County Board? He was on the show recently.
Yes.
And so somebody was going after him for doing a post about pride, and I saw it, and I was like, let's go.
Yep.
Yeah, same thing.
I'm in. There are people. It's like, I'm ready.
Put me in, coach.
Yeah. You have to have your people.
You have to have your people. I am working on something, by the way. I was going to ask the captain, Captain Mitchell, the candidate for lieutenant governor of Illinois, about I don't know if you're familiar with the fact that there is all women's professional baseball league that's starting up for the first time since.
We talked about it, and I want to go with you.
Yes. So folks, I do need A
League of Their Own is my favorate movie.
Is it?
We have to remind you.
It's amazing.
My dog's name is Dottie. Dottie May.
Let me see. I've got. Okay, I'm gonna have to surprise you with it. Hopefully she'll be in town. I think she's coming to Rockford.
Don't tell me.
I shouldn't tease you.
Just tell me to get in the car.
Yes,
and I will wear my Rockford Peaches uniform. I have the legs for it.
I love it. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I need to find out interest for a field trip, and I got to figure. I'm just starting the early stages of doing this.
I'm in.
This is. I want folks to understand. This is 11 years in the making.
I'm in.
I've said it over and over again, and I think the way it probably works best. So what I'm talking about is in August, the Women's Professional Baseball League will be having their games only in Springfield. The national teams will only be playing right here. I believe it's for 8 weeks. Mm-hmm. Every game will be in Springfield, and I want to do a field trip. And I'm trying to figure.
I want to do it.
And I think it's when I did this during the governor's impasse, when Governor Rauner was trying to make this a turnaround agenda thing. What I did was I had a meetup place. I was and we for half an hour we met people in the rotunda in front of the statue in the rotunda. So I think it's got to be that. But if folks are interested, you can please email me. You can text me now too if you want. But I'm thinking we line it up, the games with the state fair, and then I'm wondering if there's a possibility there might be a special legislative session because of the Bear Stadium, which would be the craziest field trip. I mean,
I think we should.
Think all those
I'm
things.
in. I'm 100% in.
And I think we don't have to do just one because there's games for weeks. So maybe we figure out.
Listen, maybe we stay a week.
I mean,
maybe the hump day honey becomes the week honey.
I mean, these are the things we're trying to work out. We've got a month. I'm in. We've got a month from today. I don't know if it's exactly a month. How many days are in July? 31. So 30
Andy
days.
gave me a sheet of paper last week. Were you here? And it said like June. The date was wrong. He goes, "You didn't notice the date." It's like, I don't know what day it is. How many days are in June? It's July.
Exactly.
I'm still talking about June. It's June 32nd. Don't ask me.
I like that. Plus, after Pride weekend, it's a lot, baby. That's a lot.
Pride weekend was rough. I had a great time, though.
It was so much fun.
Thank you for all your love on Instagram. I appreciate it.
Good.
I will do more shirtless pics more often.
Oh, I appreciate that, too. I'm just saying.
Hashtag check out Patty.
Somebody asked, right? Somebody asked how they get a buy for Ken shirt, but I think they, I guess they're saying
you could be buy for Ken.
Yeah, I doesn't work for me because
Yeah,
they want to be buy. They want to be buy for Ken.
I'm buy for Patty.
So people
you
want
can
to
be buy for Ken.
I like that.
I love it.
They want to know where they pick up those shirts. Okay, before we go, because we got less than a minute here. So, folks, P. Vasquez at heartlandsignal.com to email me if you are interested in a field trip to Springfield. And I just need a head count. But I think I probably will Amtrak down.
I'm in.
Are you Amtrakking or driving? Do you think?
I'm absolutely going to say on the air I'm Amtrakking.
Okay, Amtrakking.
But I'm. I'm not going to. I'm not doing that.
Fair enough. I think it's not that far away. P. Vasquez at heartlandsignal.com. And I think we're going to do some remotes. I think we'll do some parties. I want to do a party at one of the local bars that supports women's sports.
Let's do it.
Let's do that too. So Ken Mejia-Beal, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you to of course, to Captain Mitchell, who's the candidate for Lieutenant Governor of Illinois. Coming up in a moment, we'll have an interview with Adrienne Irmer, co-founder and co-organizer of Pride Southside. Lady B, thank you so much. Thank you to all of our listeners. Oh, and Steve Goodie, go see him in Evanston.
See him tonight in Evanston.
Good night. Oh, here, interview coming up right now. I'll just stop talking. Do I have to push anything?
Progressive presents The Museum of You.
We begin our tour with a unique piece, a relic from the early big screen television era. Remarkable. Next, we find a juicer, which historians believe has only ever been used once. And finally, compact discs from the emo era. A rare find indeed.
Some things should be history, but until then, you could protect what's important to you and save by bundling your auto insurance with a renter's policy from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This is WCPT 820, where facts matter.
No detours, no distractions. Just bold ideas and real talk. This is Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
Thank you so much for joining us as we continue our drive home here on WCPT 820 Heartland Signal. We are so thrilled to welcome Adrienne Irmer of Pride Southside, which is going to be happening on Sunday, July 5th at Chicago's iconic DuSable Museum. Adrienne, hi. I often ask people not how they're doing, but I make sure they're staying hydrated. Are you staying hydrated?
Yes, you got to in this heat that we're getting.
Yeah, this heat, not just from the atmosphere, but also from this administration. So at any rate,
that too.
We have to pace ourselves. First, tell me a little bit about yourself, because I know we've had you on the show before, but I want to reintroduce you to folks who maybe didn't catch those conversations. Where did you grow up, my friend?
Southside, born and bred. Proud Southsider, White Sox fan, all the good things.
All the good things?
Yeah.
Where'd you go to high school?
Kenwood Academy. Go Broncos.
Yeah, I think we might have had this conversation. You guys had the best swim team in the city because your swimming pool, I believe, is shorter by 5 meters. So do you know that? So the swimmers would have, because they had to take so many more flip turns, they were some of the strongest swimmers in the city.
Yeah, that'll do it. That and the running underwater with barbells.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
What was...
Our coach was serious. Our coach was very serious.
We were not doing that. We were not elite like Kenwood Academy. Yeah, whenever I saw Kenwood on, like, we were going to be, I'm like, I'm not feeling well. Can I just... So tell us, where'd you go to college after Kenwood?
Yeah, after graduating Kenwood, I ended up going to MIT in the Cambridge, Massachusetts area. Yes. And, thought I would end up being a doctor, realized it wasn't really for me, but that healing can come in different forms. And I fell in love with public policy, and I've been in the policy and advocacy space ever since. Yeah.
Oh, that's tremendous. I know one of the connections we've had over the years has been Todd Belcourt at Social Change.
Yeah.
And the work that you do is people don't understand the transformative work of advocacy and public policy because it's a grind, isn't it?
It is very much so, especially if you're trying to correct harms and policies that have been harmful that were created in the past. Yep.
How do you, in addition to staying hydrated, how do you self-care because not being on the inside of policy or understanding what has gone on, the fights and the progress over the last 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, and then leading up to, the current administration's 2 terms, do you have that sense of it was always, I don't think people had the sense that it was always vulnerable, did we?
No, we got too comfortable, and we believed that the law of the land had the ability to stick around just because of, respectability politics. And, oh, no, they wouldn't dare try to change the law of the land. And we got comfortable and saw everything stripped away that we've seen stripped away over the past almost year and a half now at this point, almost 2 years, and then in the first 4 years of the first term. The fact of the matter is no right is guaranteed unless it's in the Constitution. And with this administration, even the Constitution doesn't appear to be enough. So our job now is to win back the House and the Senate and start ensconcing all of these things in law so that if we ever make the mistake of electing a fascist to this presidency of the United States, we are protected. Yeah.
That's with Roe v. Wade as an example, that was always vulnerable. And I felt like we did use it as long as, we were told by every single one of these justices that it was, it was precedent, it was law of the land. But you're right. We took their word for it and really just never took the steps necessary to codify it.
No, that's correct.
We are talking to Adrienne Irmer, and I've drifted off into bigger policy than because I love the work that you do, and I want to make sure we uplift the celebration side of the work that you do, Pride South Side. So Adrienne, I keep saying this, and yet I feel like every single year we say it's never been more important to celebrate Pride than before. Yeah. So I feel like that's probably been said since the very beginning, hasn't it?
Yeah. The reality is Pride celebrations are a direct outgrowth of joyful resistance and an insistence on visibility and, staking the claim that the members of the community deserve to be humanized, celebrate who they are, and be safe doing so. Yeah.
So it's been 8 years, right? Pride Southside has been more than a festival. Yep. I'm reading your website. Tell us a little bit about this festival.
Yeah, so Pride Southside came together. My cousin called me one day, and after sharing an alarming Chicago Department of Public Health report about where Chicagoland's new HIV infections were coming from. And of course, very sadly, the majority of new infections come from the south and the west sides of the city, the communities that tend to have less personal resources financially, but then also lack of resources in connecting to care and consistency with care. And, they released the report just after the Pride Parade that year. And, we were talking and just like, why is this still a problem for our community? And I think a lot of it is rooted in not having spaces or enough spaces at the time that connect with the community that is harder to reach generally. Folks who go up north to Pride celebrations have a car, they have the financial resources to spend at the bars up there, but the part of the communities that are tend to stay more in place for Pride didn't have something there that convened culturally relevant content and music and atmosphere with the resources in place to connect with the community. So, why don't we have something for ourselves? And that sort of devolved into, well, you want to do a parade? No. That's too much work, too many permits.
Yeah.
And we were like, well, let's do a festival. Let's just get some music, get the resources, and have a good time. And that's how Pride Southside was born. And my mom, Perry Irmer, was president, or still is president, of the DuSable Museum, but at the time was president of the DuSable Museum. And, I was like, why not do something like this in the footprint of the oldest Black history museum in the country? And I gave her a call. She said, absolutely, this is something we should do. And they've been our site partner and sponsor ever since.
Oh, fantastic.
With the exception of the pandemic year, and we did that virtually, but yeah.
Oh, nice. I know. The nimbleness that we all had to have to gather, to celebrate, and especially when it was when it was so isolating. Even that connection, as much as people might have gotten fed up with it, there was an intimacy that we couldn't otherwise have.
Yeah,
through those digital connections. So this is, as you mentioned, there's music, there's all kinds of performances, there's food. Tell us a little bit about some of the performers and some of the highlights you'd like to share with our audience.
Yeah, so this week is actually when we're going to start dropping our lineup for the festival. So I don't want to get ahead of our social media team. They'll be mad at me.
Okay, fair.
But all of our talents, unless we have a really great fundraising year, is local. Incredibly talented local artists, musical artists and dancers, drag queens and kings. Our mission as at Pride, part of our mission at Pride Southside is to serve as an economic engine for the BIPOC queer community of Chicago. So we're approaching almost $750,000 invested over these 8 years in Black and brown queer vendors, contractors, performers, artisans, and that even balloons out when you talk about the commerce that occurs at our vendor fair, where all of these Black and brown and or queer-owned businesses are featured, selling the things that they create. We have an excellent partner, the thrift store, and they sell out every year when they bring their booth to the festival because, I don't want to speak in stereotypes, but who in the community doesn't love a great thrift shop?
I mean, I love a great thrift shop, by the way. Yes. Yeah. That sounds fantastic. Are there still opportunities for folks to apply to be a vendor?
Absolutely. The vendor form online on our website is live, and we'll accept you until the load in, obviously. And yeah, this year we've launched a partnership with Greater Chicago Food Depository. So our theme of the festival is Love in Action, and we're working along these pillars of love heals, love feels, love nourishes, and love works. And GCFD is our Love Nourishes partner, and we will be collecting canned goods and non-perishable food items at the gate. Our festival is free, so if you're coming to enjoy a day in the beautiful city of Chicago, you might as well come and share the love by helping us stock the Brave Space Alliance food pantry on the South Side. For donations for every second, third, fourth, fifth donation, you'll get a raffle ticket for our raffle at the festival this year. And we're hoping to stock up enough food to last them for at least the next few months. So
that's amazing.
That partnership is really exciting, and we're hoping it catches on as a trend. We'll be bringing the food drive back as an element of the festival going forward.
That's incredible. That's such great work on all sides. And I want to remind folks, it's pridesouthside.org, where you can find out more about the venue. Again, it's July 5th from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the DuSable Museum. If you're not quite familiar, like, I kind of know where that is, it is 740 East 56th Place, right here in Chicago, and incredibly accessible. Would love for folks to gather. And so you encourage folks to grab a free ticket so you have an idea of who's coming, right?
Right. Yeah. We highly encourage RSVPs. It'll just make check-in a lot faster. We do serve or sell alcohol on site, so we got to check those IDs, folks, making sure you're 21 and over. So pre-registration helps the line move a little bit faster when you arrive.
Well, folks, check in. Grab a free ticket at pridesouthside.org. Find out about vendors. If you want to apply to be a vendor, learn about as the announcements roll out. You'll find out who's performing. And there are over 435 people already registered. So make sure you grab a ticket so they know you're coming. Adrienne Irmer, thank you so much for joining us. I wish you a joyous Pride today, this month, all year. And please don't hesitate to reach out for anything, because I know that we're not just gay in June.
Correct.
Just saying. So please don't hesitate. If you don't hear from us, sometimes I'm a little scattered. So please don't hesitate. Okay.
No, my pleasure. Thank you so much for always being a support for the festival and the community, Patti. We love you.
Oh, I love you too. Thank you so much. Have a lovely evening, everybody. Love you, Lady B. More tomorrow.
Out Chicago.
Kiddos, we all need to find the courage to stand up to people when they say things that are completely wrong. Like what Governor Pritzker said, we need to get ready. When they sound that 5-alarm fire, we all need to be up there with buckets to douse the flames.
I'm ready.
I am too.